welcome all of you to this conference on trade, poverty, inequality, and democracy. The program says mysteriously introduction, so I think I am honored to be doing this. There's probably no student of economics or economic policy who does not know about Mr. Jagdish Bhagwati. It's unnecessary for me to introduce him to a gathering like this, but I'm not going to let this opportunity go and to do this honor myself. I'm sure this is not either comprehensive or adequate. Professor Bhagwati is University Professor at Columbia University and Senior Fellow in International Economics at the Council on Foreign Relations. Among the many appointments he has had, he has been Economic Policy Advisor to Arthur Dunkel, Director General GATT during 1991-93. He was Special Advisor to the UN on Globalization and External Advisor to WTO. He has served on many expert groups. Professor Bhagwati has published more than 300 articles, has authored or edited over 50 volumes. He also writes frequently for very prestigious newspapers. He has been recipient of 6 Festschrifts in his honor. He has also received several prizes and honorary degrees. And I think most important, he is a Padma Vibhushan. Professor Bhagwati attended Cambridge, where he graduated in 1956. He then continued to study at MIT and Oxford, returning to India in 1961 as Professor of Economics at the ISI, and then as Professor of International Trade at Delhi School of Economics. He returned to MIT in 1968, leaving it 12 years later as the 4th International Professor of Economics to join Columbia. Let me finally say that Professor Bhagwati was responsible for 2 of the longest intellectual collaborations NCAER has had. He was responsible for our collaboration with Professor Lance Taylor at MIT, a model CGE macroeconomic model for India, which we ran for more than 20 years. Then he was also responsible for putting us in touch with Professor Stern at Michigan, again led to a CGE global trade model, which we have run for another 20 years. So these are the 2 most important collaborations that we have had because of Professor Bhagwati. On behalf of NCAER, Professor Bhagwati, I would like to say that we are very honored to be partners in organizing this conference, both with you and Arvind. This now brings me to the task of introducing Suman. Suman stepped down a couple of weeks back as Director General after 10 very successful years of stewardship of NCAER. He is presently a member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, a member of the National Statistics Commission, and says Country Advisor, International Growth Center. He has served on numerous expert committees. He is today one of the most well-known commentators on the macroeconomic policy in the country. He has been very prolific in writing on economic policy in general. If I were to name one important institution that Suman has created during his years at NCAER for the country, it is the India Policy Forum in collaboration with Brookings, with Arvind. Suman had his initial schooling in India and then went abroad. He studied in London School of Economics and Princeton. Oxford. Yeah, okay. He was at the World Bank for several years before he came back to India to NCAER. I would like to welcome you also, Suman, now on behalf of NCAER to this conference. And say I'm here because you are there. Before I turn over to Suman, let me say that Dr. Rajesh Chadha is the main organizer for this conference on behalf of NCAER. So if any of you have any problems, please do say it. Dr. Chadha is a senior fellow at NCAER and I think is a national resource for CGE analysis of global trade issues and analysis of domestic policy issues in a global perspective. He has indeed raised the standard of conferences for NCAER this time. And I'm sure Professor Bhagwati will say a few words about Arvind. With this introduction, I'll now request Suman to say a few words and then hand over the proceedings to Professor Bhagwati.